Garoppolo went to EIU to get his degree for 4 years, and then he went to football grad school, to play with Belichick and Brady. So he's so ready to play. Imagine if he went to the Cleveland Browns. Imagine if Kirk Cousins came here. Just imagine if we hadn't traded, or if we hadn't let go of Brian Hoyer. We didn't get any wins with him,
Are you listening?
Ronbo Sports here, representing the Niner Empire organization worldwide, where the 49ers season just never ends. Fam, I want to thank you for allowing me to come in and join me to talk some 49er football. Been a bad couple of days, actually. Have you noticed some of the things that have been going on okay, my own personal feeling, okay? Because I'm watching Gary Gilliam, who I'm not crazy about signing, but listen, you know what? Gary Gilliam's on our team. I appreciate him now. And I don't know if you've done the same thing. Gotta stop pretending you know more than Kyle Shanahan knows, okay? Because when Kyle says Gary's a go, Gary's a go. There's something else behind it, though. I have a feeling that an $8 million contract, $4 million guaranteed, by the way, I have a feeling that has something to do with building a fire under Trent Brown. Because Trent Brown, I'm just checking some things out. Trent Brown, it seems, needs to be motivated. Could Trent Brown be becoming too cocky? Does he really believe he has that spot wrapped up to the point that maybe he's not working as hard as he could? Has he believed everything that Von Miller has been telling him about him being the best right tackle in the NFL and not working as hard as he should? It could be, and the 49ers can't find a lot of right tackles. So Trent may feel very confident in his position, so maybe this is for that. And also, Trent is also going to need a backup no matter what. So $8 million, Gary Gilliam, he's now our backup. He's going to probably start the season due to Trent Brown not being able to start the season with the rest of the team. So in order to work out, you got to have your right tackle, Gary Gilliam. All right? So go, Gary. Please go. And here's another thing about Gary Gilliam. What we don't really pay a lot of attention to, because we know that Trent Brown is great at pass protection. Trent has a little bit of problem with his footwork when it comes to the run block. That's where Kyle Shanahan, because this year, listen fam, there's no more trying to install Kyle Shanahan's offense. This year, it will be installed. It will be done right. And it's going to require athleticism from the offensive line. They're going to have to get out there and engage blockers. The aggression is coming at them from the defensive line. Our guys got to go out there and meet it. So that means Trent and everybody else has got to go out there and meet that dude. Hit him and push him in the way you want him to go so the running back can have a path. That's the way it's going to be. I heard some things that are really kind of disturbing. Even if the 49ers were to fake that they were going to go to the right on the run, all the defensive unit was set back. They wouldn't buy. They'd stay home. I said, really? These are things I've just been enlightened with recently. Kind of worried me. So Trent's got some adjustments to make. I imagine the 49ers have also asked him to lose a little weight. He needs to get lighter so he can move in this particular offensive system. So I'm figuring Trent goes around 350, 360, somewhere in there. They're probably asking Trent to get down around 325 or 330, which is light for him, and that'll help provide him the ability to do what he's being asked to do. And then, of course, this is why I love Fam Red and Gold Radio, because as I went to the radio and I talked to you, it was like a big group hug, right? Because we lost Ziggy Ansah. You know how high I was on Ziggy Ansah? People start saying, dude, don't worry about Ziggy, man. 17 point something million dollars. The 49ers were. Ziggy is not going to play the whole season for you, most likely. You weren't going to get the best value for that money anyway. So first, here come the grapes. Here come the grapes. Sour grapes rationale. We didn't need him anyway. We can do better. So, as I say, I'm feeling good now. And also, suggestions came in, but comical suggestions. Fam, we're gonna have to get somebody out of the draft, but the comical suggestions that came out, I just want to repeat to you because I was so amused. Because see, I have not been paying much attention to guys like Adrian Clayborn, Atlanta Falcons, right? I didn't really, as I say, I don't pay attention to a lot of teams really closely, but a lot of us do. Adrian Clayborn, right, was suggested. We could get Adrian Clayborn. So I go check out Adrian Clayborn afterward. Adrian Clayborn, Atlanta Falcons, what up? It turns out Adrian Clayborn had 9.5 sacks. 9.5 sacks last year. Okay. Whoa! You read on a little further, it was because he had 6 sacks against the Dallas Cowboys. Tyron Smith was not playing that day. The Cowboys, I don't know what they were thinking, but they did not adjust properly for Smith being missing from the lineup. Adrian had a field day. So this really means Adrian Clayborn is probably more worth 4.5 to 5 sacks maximum. We already have people who can do 4 to 5 sacks a season. So Adrian Clayborn may not be all that. So maybe not. And then somebody said, hey, how about Junior Galette? Junior Galette? Washington Redskins? Yeah. I heard something about him. Let me check him out. Somebody says, hey, yeah, but you know what? Junior, he had one issue, though. Junior had, like, a meltdown at the beach. He was out there with a belt, beating everybody else. I said, what? So we can check that out. It's on YouTube. You can do the same thing. Check out Junior Galette beach incident. Junior's out there beating everybody in the area. It took a while to get that contained. That video goes on for nearly 2 minutes of Junior Galette completely out of control. You know what? You can get an entire action collection of videos on Junior G. Non-football action. I checked out another video. There's Junior running down the street away from the police. The police had a cam. TMZ put this up. The police had a cam, captured everything. You hear the cop yelling at Junior, stop, stop or I'm gonna taser you. Stop, damn it, I'm gonna taser your ass. I'm telling you, I'm repeating the rhetoric. And Junior wouldn't stop. He's still boogieing down the street. The cop is right on him, and sure enough, zap. He tasers Junior Galette. Galette goes down. Hit the top of a stairway, goes down. Junior's laying down at the base of the stairwell. Cop runs over. Man, I told you to stop. Junior's so weird. Galette's laying down the base of the stairway. Yeah, you got me. What? And the cop says, yeah, I told you, man. I got you. Yeah. Yeah, you got me. And I'm thinking, Junior Galette is out of his mind. Fam, if anything, let's sign the cop up. He ran Junior down the street, and that went off for a minute or so. So the cop was in great shape, and he ran down Junior Galette, who lost his mind probably after he left Louisiana when he's playing with the Saints. So let me promise you something right now. Joey Mahoney, are you kidding me? Bronze, come on, man. No Junior Galette. And I tell you something else, too. John Lynch is not going to put Junior Galette in a 49er uniform. I already think John is already concerned about character issues, and this is one of the reasons why. And I'm really concerned that Ruben may have broke his heart. There's anybody that's marginal now, if you're not at least a B-class citizen, you're not coming to San Francisco. Junior Galette's out. So the search continues for a rusher. It could be Cassius Marsh, though. It could be, because we got Chris Giffen. He could get those guys into shape. We got Cassius Marsh, Eric Armstead, who I'm thinking he could get him into shape for various reasons. I'll talk about that later. I don't want to get into it now. I'll go too long with that. And then we still got, of course, Solomon T can be converted possibly. I know what you're thinking, but maybe, And we've also still got Elvis Dumerville. So, and there's other guys, I don't know what they're going to do, but they're going to do something. Here's the thing, fam. The 49ers like to do things big now. You saw what they did when we picked up Jimmy G. That's the boy. So I got a feeling the 49ers, nothing's impossible from here. Nothing's leaking out of Santa Clara. We're not finding out anything because the cornerback situation, right? Vonatae Davis, we're not going to get him. He's already signed up with Buffalo. We're not going to get Marcus Peters. You know where he is. He's over in LA. Word on the street has the Oakland Raiders are going to go at Tremaine Johnson with everything they've got. You see, everybody's exposing their hand. not the 49ers. It's like John said when he first came to San Francisco, I'd like to know that the security in this building is going to stay in the building. Whatever I'm doing in there, I don't want it out in the street. We're not finding out anything, are we? You see? So when something big does happen, we're going to be shocked. Listen, it's a dream. It's a dream, but I'm thinking. You heard about Le'Veon Bell, right? Le'Veon, and here's my feeling. I figure, and I'm just speculating. I figure what happened was the Steelers front office got on the phone with Le'Veon and says, listen, I know we've asked you to come in. You don't want to talk. We've sent you messages. We've tried to contact you. Le'Veon, we're going to tag you. And you know what Le'Veon told him a few months ago, right? Actually, it's been a couple of months, I think. Le'Veon told him, you guys franchise tag me, I will retire. So Le'Veon goes on all his social media and disconnects, he takes down all IDs that have anything to do with the Pittsburgh Steelers. Le'Veon is wearing a red sweatshirt. All you can see was a neck on his Twitter. First thing 49er fans do is say, oh, what's he wearing? Is that a red hoodie? So immediately people started to assume actually it's not. It says pro something football on it. So it's not actually 49er related, but he did say something about the 49ers a while back from what I remember. So Le'Veon Bell, I ain't gonna say he's coming to 49ers because he's really expensive. I don't know what they could offer Le'Veon, but apparently there's something really sour between him and the Pittsburgh Steelers. Le'Veon could possibly be rolling with the 49ers come 2018. Listen, fam, this is where the 49ers could jump. And why I say that, because if they don't spend money on anything else, they might bite on this. If you get Le'Veon Bell in the backfield with Jimmy G, immediately the 49ers become Super Bowl contenders. There's no doubt about it. So, you know, they might go that direction. Might. But remember, Kyle Shanahan and Bobby Turner, they pride themselves in going in the 4th and 5th round and bringing out a kid and making him into a star. We've also got other guys they're looking at as far as running back goes, so don't get your hopes up. I'm just throwing that out there. Just throwing that out there, okay? But if you see, woo, Jimmy G and Le'Veon Bell running the offense, man, that would just open up all kinds of things. And you know, we're going to spread the offense out with the aerial attack. It's going to be all over the place anyway. So it's an exciting time right now for 49er fans. We'll see. We'll see, okay? I'm just saying. Because it's like fun right now. Check, family, you know, let's go check and see what the 49ers going on with you right about now. Niner fam, if you've noticed today, there's a little reduction in testosterone. It's not as usual. That's not a gorgeous guy. That's a girl, okay? And her name is Erica.
Yes, it is.
E, I call her E. So yeah, just for your information, her name is Erica, but I call her E. No, she's not Vinny's buddy E from Entourage. It's another E. Hello, E.
Hello, Ronbo. Thank you for giving me an automated nickname.
You know?
It's funny because all my friends actually call me that too. So you're onto something.
There you go. Well, I tell you, it's a pleasure to talk because, you know, anytime we talk to ladies, they always have a little different perspective than guys. It's just a natural thing. So it's always interesting to see what direction you go and how you take it and how you feel about it. And then and it gives guys a chance to realize, maybe I'm wrong. So dudes.
Really?
Oh, yeah. So dudes, get ready to be wrong. No, what we found out about women down through the years in football, when women once did not appreciate football, we found out down through the years, once they started understanding and knowing the game, there's a lot of women out there that are a lot sharper than guys. And I've seen that on many occasions, you know? So, yeah.
I don't know if I can deliver that sharpness to you today, Ronbo, but I can tell you in the research that I have done, women they see guys are really great with numbers and statistics, and that's what you need in that world. But women can see, especially on the field, they can see facial expressions and they can kind of read what's about to happen just by watching, you know, body language and stuff. And it's been proven time and time again. So girls, if you're watching, we have power in this as well. But thank you, Ronbo. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, no, just for that little episode, I'm already convinced you know what you're doing. By the way, he's also covered now. I've seen some clippings of you doing the Warrior games and some other stuff. So you've been around the sporting world a bit.
Yeah.
And welcome back to Warriors Minute Wrap-Up. On Saturday night, the Golden State Warriors played the Denver Nuggets. This was the first game of the preseason for both teams and the first September game for the Dubs in 37 years. Draymond Green accepts Defensive Player of the Year award before tip-off. The trophy was presented to him by none other than Ben Wallace, a 4-time recipient of the Depoy and Green's Boyhood Idol.
Yeah, I'm a PA for the production company that does ESPN's work out here. So yeah, I've been to a couple Warriors games. I was able to speak with Steve Kerr and a couple of the guys out here. One of the teams that I haven't worked for yet is the Niners, though. So I'm really pressing for that. I got to meet Derek Carr. I really want to meet Jimmy Garoppolo, Mr. Jimmy Jesus.
Yeah, and you already know the names, right? Jimmy Jesus. That's one of my favorites.
Yes. GQ.
And he's probably going to say, guys, I'm a football player. I can play ball, okay? I'm not just another beautiful guy. I can play football. Because Jimmy G's getting that a lot. I know he's getting that already, but he plays.
Oh, yeah.
So we're going to get to Jimmy G in a minute, but listen, Erica. John Lynch, here's a guy. John Lynch, we just passed up on picking up one of the best cornerbacks in the NFL. And, the thing is, had Peterson become a 49er, we all would have been saying, yay! But there will be no Marcus Peters in San Francisco. Now, this is a very strange thing because we thought they probably would pursue him. But John Lynch, the master of deception, he sits back and he says, no big deal. We're starting to wonder now, did John manipulate that situation? Did he indeed prompt that trade?
I definitely think so. What do you think?
I think he did.
I think so too. I think that as far as GMs in the NFL go, the less people know what they're up to, the better. I feel like, because then if people know like what he wants to do, what his next move is, then that's when you get offers. That's when you get all these new deals going on. And I just feel like John Lynch probably has something up his sleeve for the Niners. John Lynch and Kyle Shanahan, they're just so much smarter than the Niner faithful will probably realize now. But I think they have something up his. I think he has something up his sleeve. I was sad to see him go to LA though, but we wish him the best. Yeah, but he's a little bit. What do you think? Well, he's a little bit of a problem child, and I think the Niners knew that in the first place, and they brought him over to San Francisco. But you want to see a team like your rival Rams. Let's see if we can help get him over to LA. And then what we do is we just watch him implode from inside because he's going to hurt that team. And because he's not going to learn, it's the stripe thing. You're not going to change the stripes on that zebra. So he's going to go over to LA, or he's going to go, and the Rams are going to sit there and say, we got Marcus Peters, we got a solid guy. And then he's first thing those little images of Marcus on the sideline doing bizarre things. And then you're going to hear about those little fights that he had with whatever coaching staff is asking him to do. It's just one of those kind of guys. But if they can handle him, it takes a certain kind of a coach. But if they don't, that's what I'm saying,
problems. So,
you think McVay has what it takes to lock him down?
Possibly. Andy Reid's an older guy. McVay's a younger guy. There could be that line between youth that could actually maybe transcend to better communications. I mean, it could be, I'm hoping that's not the case, but it could be. And I'll go along with that. So, now Carlos Hyde he's got to be the most polarizing running back that we've had in a long time. And he came behind a guy like Frank Gore, which is already difficult for him. So I kind of feel bad for him. And for that reason, I sort of like when people are piling on him, I start to, well, guys, he's doing the best he can, and he's had his, he's making adjustments. He's had 3 different offensive coordinators in the last years since he's been in the league. So, maybe, but I think, okay, but you've watched him enough probably to know, is he the right guy to put next to Jimmy Jesus? Is he the guy that can stand next to Jimmy G and say, I was his man in arms as we go into the playoffs? I mean, he's got to have that kind of juice. Is he the guy?
Yeah. Okay, Ronbo, I know people are saying and on the radio show last night and everything, everyone wants Frank Gore. Like, let's bring him. But I like Carlos Hyde. He's still new. He's the same draft class as Jimmy Garoppolo, and I think that he had a really good season last year. Like, arguably one of the best seasons that he's ever had. And you're right. There's been so many different offensive coordinators, and just I think that now that you have your guy, you have your quarterback, You have Kyle Shanahan now. Like, I just think that all the pieces are coming together. Carlos Hyde is only going to grow if you guys keep him. So, yes, I am a Carlos Hyde fan. I want him to stay, and I think you guys will have an amazing season if you keep him. Just hope that he stays healthy.
But here's the thing. You want to know, if we had a choice, though, they say in the draft Saquon Barkley is the monster running back of the draft this year.
Yeah.
If Saquon Barkley came along, would you stand strong on your decision of keeping Carlos, or would you take this guy who could be a generational running back? I left this. Look how it provokes her. She doesn't really think about that for a moment.
You got me thinking. You have my thinking face on.
She's really sincere, okay? Because she really does. What she said about Carlos, she meant it.
I would still go. I would still go for Carlos.
All right, there you go.
Yeah.
Okay.
You want to draft him, huh? You want to draft the noob?
No, but you know what? I was, in fact, it's a little bit of a bias to the fact that I just got through watching Saquon Barkley before we came in. You know, he's got trees for legs. I just noticed he's got tree stumps for legs. This guy.
I haven't watched enough of his tapes, but if he has tree stumps for legs, that's amazing. Because
to run on him, right?
The game is changing. The game is changing so much, and like the amount of things that a running back has to do, just all these flex positions, and you need a strong one for sure. Yeah. But I want Carlos Hyde.
There you go.
If we keep him, I'm good. Right. I'm happy. If we draft a new guy, I'm good. I'm happy. But Carlos Hyde is my number one.
Hey, Carlos, he says you are the man. See, because Carlos is not getting a lot of love these days, okay? Okay, now let's talk about Jimmy G and the small sample we've had. Jimmy G has been phenomenal, right? And most people really still don't believe it. He's won 7 games since he started his career. He has not failed once. I think losing's not an option with this guy. I got a feeling, and I hope it's not true though, I got a feeling, the wind is really kicking up on me. I got a feeling.
Can you hear it?
But it's a good thing. It's San Francisco. The thing is, if he should ever lose, I see him like the next day, climbing out of bed, look in the mirror. God, they finally beat me. Jesus. His mom calls. Hi, Mom. Yeah, I'm okay. You know, I don't know. And it wasn't my fault. I mean, I did everything I was supposed to do. You know? I mean, if Carlos just would have been in position. We're going to blame Carlos, of course.
Don't blame it on Carlos Hyde. There's other guys. I believe the hype. I believe in the Jimmy G hype.
But where I was going with that was this, though. Do you think, can he win 10 in a row?
You want my honest opinion?
Please.
I don't think he'll win 10 in a row. I think Ronbo, you know how steep of an order it is to win 10 games straight? By this time, everyone, Pete Carroll and company, everyone has memorized his game. Everyone knows how he plays. And by the time that the season starts, they're going to know him front and back. They have to. It's their job. Sure. However much Jimmy and what's the name of the QB coach? Is it Scangarello?
Oh yeah, Scangarello. Scangarello does play a role though. Yeah, he does. Yeah, he's the guy out there. I think he's
the one who taught him. Like he's the one. Well, Kyle taught him his playbook, obviously, but he's the one who taught him just like the basics of like what it takes to be on the Niners squad, and I think he's good. Yeah. I don't think Jimmy G can go 10 straight games, but I do think the Niners have the potential to go 10-6 or even better this season.
Okay.
The Rams rivalries are so great. Just the competition and everything. It's good for the fans. It's good for the franchise. But I'm so stoked to see how the Rams match up against the 49ers. But yeah, 10 straight games, Ronbo. My answer is no. Sorry. Not in a row.
And there you go. But at least you said it wasn't going to be that many in a row. Because, you know, I don't know what the schedule is going to be like yet, so I can't really throw a strong response on it. But I'm wondering, just for the sake of going against the odds, could Jimmy G actually, because he's already on a roll, he won 2 in New England, he comes to San Francisco, he wins 5 more. Yes. And now that he's going to, be able to win. Maybe I'm figuring that the playbook is going to be pretty strong and give an advantage to some degree, because what you mentioned is very true. A lot of OCs, head coaches, they've taken note on what Jimmy G likes to do, his habits, what he likes to do. They're watching
his quick release.
Yeah, and a quick release, and it's hard to deal with that though. There's really nothing you can do. You look at Tom Brady, another guy with a great quick release. Aaron Rodgers, quick release. Some of your quarterbacks that have that lightning quick release, you can plan for it, but sometimes your players, the capability of your player may not be able to do anything more about it, but maybe contain it. And then if he's got a guy like Marquise Goodwin with the lightning quick speed, if I hit Marquise on the best thing you can do is maybe stop Marquise Goodwin, is my thinking, because what ends up happening is, we're not going to be able to stop Jimmy getting that ball off. We may not be able to pick it off. But now we got the dual difficulty of Marquise Goodwin, who, Trent Taylor, same thing. You can't stay with these guys if you're a defender. So you can only hope to contain them within an area and cut them off, get the right angle on them, and take them down after a short gain. See, if I'm a DC, I'm crying because we're playing the 49ers. Guys, listen. Have confidence. I'm going to come up with a plan. Most DCs, that's what they're going to have to do this year, right? This is why I laugh at what's going to happen next. But 10-6, I was going to ask you about, what do you think the 49ers are going to do next year? I mean, 10-6 is 11-5, maybe a little better.
I was looking at the potential lineup that the 49ers, like the teams that the 49ers will play will play against. And how do you think they're going to do against the Seahawks, by the way? I wanted to ask you that. Do you have an opinion on that yet?
I'm glad you did ask.
The Ronbo Sports?
She just met me. She doesn't know. I have a thing about the Seahawks all the time.
What is it?
The Seahawks. I've been watching and waiting for this to happen, Eve. The Seahawks have been beating the 49ers, and they've had actual ownership on the 49ers for years. This goes all the way back to 2012 and 2013, right? Well, mostly 2013 and beyond. So now they're getting a little older now. Some of their players are getting more injured. The injuries are lasting longer. They've got a couple of people now coming in next year. Cam Chancellor's probably going to have a little problem. Irving's going to have a problem next year. Michael Bennett. They're talking about throwing him out. Richard Sherman just tore his Achilles. It takes forever to get over Achilles the next year. And so I suspect that Richard will be a step slower. How's he going to cover Marquise Goodwin? Even in his best days, he was going to have troubles covering Marquise Goodwin. So with a torn Achilles and he's just healing up, Marquise is going to laugh. He's going to be running backwards. Rich, do the best you can. Okay, I'll wait. Hey, Rich, I'm out of here. I see all these disasters happening to the Seahawks next year. So the Hawk domination on the division is done. It is done.
Yeah, you're right. Maybe it's time for the Niners to rise up again in the ranks. Jimmy Garoppolo, though, I was going to say something about him. I want to see him air the ball out. He has that the short passing plays, and Tom Brady's really great at that. I like to say that Garoppolo went to EIU to get his degree for 4 years, and then he went to football grad school, to play with Belichick and Brady. So he's so ready to play. Imagine if he went to the Browns, the Cleveland Browns. Imagine if Kirk Cousins came here. Just imagine if we hadn't traded, or if we hadn't let go of Brian Hoyer. We didn't get any wins with him, So it's just all the right pieces of the puzzle coming in together with Jimmy Garoppolo. But I do want to see him air the ball out. I want to see him. He needs to have like a stronger base, I believe. I saw a video of him, and this guy was just analyzing his formation. So hopefully he works on that in the off season. But yeah, and him with the quick release, it gives the O-line a little bit more time, and it's just this is the team to watch next year.
And you saw that Coleman video, and they're going to work on that. His downfield throws will probably improve a lot this year. To make that long downfield throw, and I always emphasize the fact that the offensive line wasn't really ready to give him enough time to really go for a deep throw. I'd say you need a minimum of 3 seconds, 3.5. And if your offensive line's not holding out, get rid of that ball. So I think that's why the short game was on. I think Kyle Shanahan was trying to protect him more than anything else. But yeah, you're right. We're going to see that downfield throw more often next season. Yeah. Hey, awesome. I love it.
Ronbo.
Tell you what we're going to do. We're going to go ahead and give you a chance now to do the Ronbo show.
I think I can do it.
She's outside.
Ronbo!
Now she's got to do twice. That's the wrong yell. You got
twice.
You gotta
Niners.
Yes.
I have to do Niners.
I'll give you another chance. 3, 2, 1.
Go Niners!
Now look around and see if anybody's watching you.
Ronbo. Oh, everyone is. I'm in the Embarcadero of San Francisco, Ronbo.
Thank you, E. We'll get back to you a little later. Things we talk about. He's cool, ain't he? Hey, fam, listen, this weekend, I would tell you, normally this is part of the program when I tell you everything that's going on this weekend. This weekend is so crazy. There's so many things going on. We got the Red and Gold GM coming up, of course, Saturday. But there's a lot of the combine starts this weekend. I'm trying to figure out where I can coordinate between catching things, because on the first day of the combine, I think it's going to be linemen. Normally that's what they do. On the second day, it's going to be probably wide receivers and corners. So you know what? I want to get in there and cover some things. At the same time, we got a fan gathering coming up this week. A lot of things coming. This is going to be a hot weekend, all right? So I'm going to tell you right now, just keep an eye on your Ronbo Sports app. If you haven't got the Ronbo Sports app, you better get it right now, because I'm gonna be throwing out alerts like crazy. I got a feeling this weekend, because I'm gonna watch and see the schedules, and then we can get together and talk about things. Because for me, both days are real important. The first 2 days, because I want to know what's going on. You might want to see what Quentin Nelson looks like. Is he fast? Is he agile? Is he quick? Can we put him in the 49ers offense? If he slips down, are they going to get him? Some of those other offensive linemen, how do they look? Okay. Defense, we want to see what our guys like Edmonds looks like and some of the other guys look like. Some of these things are going to give us a measure of what's coming to San Francisco, and you get a better idea of what the front office is thinking when they look at these guys too. The second day, as I say, is usually going to be for the players. Well, the guys who are going to be offense and defense. I mean, offensive usually going to be now it's going to be the skill players. So it's going to be hot. It's going to be hot. We're going to see who's got what, and it's going to raise the stock of a lot of those guys. So we'll see. All right. So keep an eye on the alert. Meanwhile, as I say, I'll see you all weekend long. Please hit like. I love me some like. Share, and don't forget to subscribe. Can't wait till this weekend starts. Count me down.
7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Niners!